Okay, I just wanted to share a couple of my favorite positions for really bad symptom days. So when your pelvic floor is feeling really heavy, maybe you're coming up to a period or you're ovulating and you get more symptoms than usual, or if you have prolapse and you're just having a really high symptom day, these are my favorites. So the first one is a hips elevated, legs up the wall. So I'm literally just going to take my hips up onto my bolster. You could use a couple of cushions. And I'm just going to get that really comfortable right under my hips, underneath my low back. And I'm taking gravity off my pelvic floor. So just letting everything kind of settle. I can take my arms down by my sides. And I'm just going to stay like this, maybe for like 5 minutes. I'm really just going to settle into it. Good for your circulation. Lets all of that pressure come up off the pelvic floor. You could take your hands on your rib cage and just feel as you inhale that expansion and the exhale, pressure off. And we're still practicing that bottom up exhale, but without the effort. So we're just making it really passive. So that's number one. Okay, so the second one, I've taken the bolster away and now I'm just gonna have my bottom really close to the wall and I'm just tucking everything in. And so in this position, I do feel like the gravity is still coming off because I've got my butt lifted a little bit. But in this position, I can just really tune in and feel what's happening at my pelvic floor. So I can either have my hands over my shins or just down to the floor, whatever's more comfortable. But I can tune in and feel with each inhale how the pressure pushes into the pelvic floor, because I'm kind of blocking the front here as well. Like my belly's getting a bit blocked from my legs. And then on the exhale, just letting go, relaxing. So I might stay here for maybe like 5 to 10 breaths, just depending on how it feels, just settling into it. And as I get more relaxed, my glutes and my sit bones are now kind of pushing against the wall, just like settling down. So you might notice when you first start, you're like up here, and then you slowly settle into it, and you can kind of come back down. Okay, the third one is an inverted rock back position. So I'm going to use my bolster again and I'm going to put my feet against the wall. So I take my knees up onto my bolster, but I want to be close enough to the wall that I can get them pulling up the wall a little bit. So my feet are dragging up while I've got my knees elevated off the floor, and I'm going to come down to my elbows. And I'm going to use my block. So that's going to be for my forehead. And I'm just going to rest my head, hips up in the air, little drag up the wall, get those sit bones open. And then I'm just going to stay like this. Again, maybe 10 breaths, as long as it feels really comfortable. And I'm just going to focus on breathing down between my sit bones. Trying to let that space relax. And then when I exhale, from the bottom up, but just very relaxed. And the last one is just a rock back with a reach. So I've still got my toes dragging up the wall. My hips are staying higher than my chest as I drop down to one elbow. And I'm going to reach across on a diagonal. And then I'm going to come back to my hands and knees position. So as I reach and breathe into the side of my rib cage, I'm also trying to keep my sit bones lifted. So that drag up the wall helps with this. Inhale, side ribs. Exhale, back to hands and knees. Inhale, side ribs. Back to hands and knees. And if it feels better for you, you could just come down and stay in this position. Take 5 breaths on the one side, focusing on breathing down to the sit bones, and then swap to the other side.